native and NBA legend Chris Webber is releasing a memoir titled By God's Grace. The book is a first-hand account of his journey from playing basketball in Detroit to becoming the first overall pick in the 1993 NBA draft. Chris Webber joins us now to share details about the book and an event coming up this Sunday. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Hey,
thanks for having me.
Pleasure to see you. Pleasure. I mean, I was talking in the break. I'm a couple of years younger than you. Used to watch you at the U of M. You had such a wide influence back then. I grew up in Canada, but we were all wearing the black shoes, the black socks. How does it make you feel so many years later to know you influenced so many people across North America?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud, you know, especially when some people's best sports memories are with us and we were with them at that time. And so being a big sports fan, you know, having some of my favorite heroes and sports memories and getting to meet those guys and share those experiences with them, I love it. So I'm glad when people get to do that with me.
You know, you finally wrote the memoir. I know you've had many offers in the past to write a book. Why was now the right time?
Now's the right time because I'm retired. I had time to do it myself, so I wrote every word myself. It's taken about 12 years to do it. Since I've been 12 years old, people have kind of been speaking for me or talking about me, and so I really wanted to give some really perspective of who I really am, how I felt during certain moments, highs and lows in my career, and really just reflect and celebrate the journey. And I believe it's God's grace. And when I say that, I just mean the people that he put in my life. So when you have people around you that's positive, that helps to frame the narrative and the situation that you're going through. I had so many good people, from my parents to coaches to teachers and family. And so this book really honors them, because if I didn't have them on my journey, I don't think it would have been a success.
And that's one of the things about the memoir. You say, you know, to know you have to know your family, because they play such an important part in your life, right?
Yeah, they do. And with this book, I was able to research. I've never met my grandmother, but I was able to interview my 94-year-old great aunt, her sister. And so it was wonderful getting more perspective of the family, where we came from. I understand where my growl came from on the court. It comes from the generations before.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. From working, I used to watch my father work on the car all the time, and his face and all these things, and seeing him in the factory and my mother working at Mumford over 30 years here in Detroit. You better bring it to the court when your dad works at GM and your mom's a teacher in Detroit. And so bringing that spirit, that positive energy was something I did on the court, and I reflect on that in the book.
Yeah, and let's talk about Detroit in particular, growing up here. I mean, how much influence did that have on your on-court style of play?
Detroit is everything on my style of play. From my Detroit tattoo, that when I shot a jumper, I wanted you to see that, to the fact that if you came from Detroit, you had to have all game. So Californians are known for great jump shots. New Yorkers are known for dribbling. Well, here you had to be like Derek Coleman and do everything, Steve Smith and do everything, George Gervin and do everything, Spencer Haywood and do everything. And so to me, Detroit made me who I am, because you had to play a certain way, you had to have a toughness, whether you're at St. Cecilia, or the PAL League. And so for me, Detroit definitely framed my attitude, my work ethic, and my style on the court.
You really open up about many things in the memoir, including your relationship with boosters at the U of M. If you want to learn more about that, buy the memoir. But I want to ask you, now at the NIL, do you look back and think, man, if there was NIL when I was around, I could have been living large on campus?
Now I look back, and as I get apologies from the NCAA and talk about that in the book, as certain revelations have come out, as Reggie Bush just received his Heisman back, you know, I look back at that time with a little cynicism, because I know that I know my role in it. I know why I was chosen to be the guy to handle all that controversy. And so now it's a little rewarding to see what's going on, how it's going on, and the apologies that I've gotten because of what didn't happen. And I want people to read the book. I'm not trying to be coy with it.
Yeah, no, understandable.
But definitely, when I look back at it, the Fab Five had a lot to do with where we are now. And I'm happy with where the NIL is now, but it definitely the dust needs to settle. And hopefully soon, every athlete can be influenced and can be impacted and empowered by NIL, not just the best players in the game.
Now that you're about 12 years removed from being retired, when you look back, do you find yourself looking back more fondly on your career? I mean, I know you said you had some ups and downs, a lot of them in public. Do you look back now, and are you more at peace with how your career went?
I'm not more at peace. I've always been at peace.
Okay.
You know, we're not promised anything in life. And if I had to sign up for this life all over again, I'd sign the same contract to go through all the ups and downs, because we all have ups and downs. And so whether it's a timeout at 20, I talk about the timeout in my book. If there's one game I would show my 6-year-old son, it's the timeout game, because I was great then and I got better. How do you get better after one of your worst moments? I think that's the question in life for a lot of people. And it was God's grace. It was my mother saying, listen, baby, you called a timeout, so what? We're going to start a charity. And from that, framing it in that perspective from your mom, in my mind, I heard, okay, great, we're going to help a lot of people, but I'm going to be the #1 pick and get Rookie of the Year. And so to have that roller coaster from April and then in June 30th, as I was watching the football draft, it was so exciting yesterday. I love the Detroit we put on and showed the world. But I was the #1 pick here in Detroit, and that was special. And so reminiscing yesterday watching the football draft, no, I've always felt great about my career, and I'm thankful for God for allowing me to achieve my dreams. I just wanted to play in the NBA. I got 15 years in the NBA and an orange jacket. I'll take that.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah, 1993, man, where does the time go?
Yeah, right?
It flies by like that.
Yeah.
Now, you have an event, of course, in town. Tell us about that.
It's downtown at the Garden Theater. I'm excited. It's a book launch. I'm an avid reader, so I tried to write the book the way that I want to read it, and so it's over 100 pictures, over 400 pages in this book. I try to talk about everything, and at the book launch downtown, it's going to be kind of that same thoughtfulness. So I have some surprise guests from some of the biggest entertainers in Detroit history, some of the biggest athletes in Detroit history to come out, so I can honor them. We're going to have a Q&A discussion, and I'm having a little presentation for everyone. And so hopefully we'll give a little more context about the book, a little intimacy with our group, and hopefully just celebrate a great journey and inspire others.
Yeah, you know, you've always stayed connected to the city. I mean, you still have a residence here. How is it to see Detroit really have a resurgence like this? I mean, the NFL draft here, things are going so well in the city. You must love to see that as a native Detroiter.
I do. I love it. I always see it when I'm here, you know, and I love that the world gets to see it. You know, to me, that's what it was. Last night, that sea of blue, 275,000 people breaking the records, and, you know, the Lions being a great team and my team, so I was proud. You know, I think that's what we all are. All Detroiters are proud of this, and last night, it was just beautiful.
31 years ago, the #1 draft pick. If my math is correct, you're still in shape. Can you provide the Pistons some veteran leadership? Maybe can you go for a tryout and
I
get
can
on
go
the
on
team?
the phone, but my knees are
No?
bad.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I mean? Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's
I can't
our
get
loss,
back out.
definitely. Best place to get the book is your website?
Yes, chrisweber.com is the best place to get it right now, and very excited. Limited edition, so we're really excited with kind of the feedback from the people.
That's awesome. Chris, thanks a lot for coming by today. Really enjoy you stopping by.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Always good to see you in Detroit.